Hello, students and viewers at home. Welcome to St. Charles Online Teaching. My name is Mary Madueke from Economics Department. The topic of today is channels of distribution. Before we continue with the topic, let's look at the specific objectives. By the end of the lesson, the students should be able to 1. Define channels of distribution with an aid of a diagram. 2. State the functions of a wholesaler and the retailer in the channel of distribution. 3. State and explain the role of cooperative, society, and government agencies in product distribution. 4. List and explain problems of distribution. Definition of channels of distribution. Channels of distribution, which is also known as chain of distribution, is defined as the path through which goods move from the producer or manufacturer to the final consumer. This is important as we all know that production is incomplete unless the goods reaches to the final consumer. The distribution channels can include the wholesalers, retailers, and even the internet. Then look at the diagram. The chain of distribution can be demonstrated by the following diagram. You see the diagram? Goods moves from manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer and to consumer. Then, looking at that diagram again, you will see we have two middlemen in that chain, the wholesaler and the retailer. And they have a major role to play in product distribution. So let's look at the first person there, the wholesaler. Wholesaler is a trader who buys goods in large quantities or in bulk, direct from the manufacturer, and sells in small quantities to the retailer. He is referred to as a middleman. So let's look at the functions of wholesalers. 1. Bulk breaking. Wholesalers buy goods in large quantity from the manufacturer and sells in small quantities to the retailers. 2. Provides warehousing facilities. By buying and clearing goods from the manufacturer's warehouse and storing them in his own. By doing so, the wholesaler makes space available for further production. 3. Provision of credit facilities. The wholesaler can give credit facilities to the manufacturer, sometimes by paying upfront for the products or by prompt payment. And also, they can allow retailers to buy on credit and pay for the goods later. 4. Provision of information. The wholesaler informs the manufacturers about the market situation from information he gathers from retailers and the consumers. 5. Price stability. He performs this function by storing the goods and releasing them according to demand for such goods. 6. Provision of transport needed in distribution. 7. Branding and packaging of goods. He completes the manufacturing of some goods. He does this by packing and branding of some goods. 8. Giving of advice to manufacturers and retailers. They can advise the manufacturers on the market situation. Example, the brand of goods so needed by consumers. 9. Advertising. They help in carrying out product advertising and sales promotions, and by so doing, create awareness for the products. Then the second middleman there, if you look at the diagram once more, you will notice we have, after a wholesaler, we have retailer. A retailer may be defined as a trader who buys goods in small quantities from the wholesaler and sell in bits or in units to the final consumer. He is one of the middlemen in the chain of distribution. What are their functions? One of the functions of retailers is that they stock variety of goods. The retailer stock several varieties of goods in his or her shop, making it possible for consumers to make choice. If you enter into any retail shop, you will see where they have so many articles there, ranging from snacks, provision, stationaries, and so on, unlike wholesalers who deals on a particular product. The second function is sales in small quantities to consumers. The sales in small quantities to consumers, either in dozen, one, or whatever. Then the third function is grant credit to reliable consumers. Retailers can grant credit facilities to well-known consumers and allow them to take the goods and pay later. 4. Provides after-sales services. Retailers provide after-sales services like installation, repairing, and servicing. After-sales services, these are services offered to the customer after buying the goods. For example, if you buy electronics, they can help to go and install it for you, although you have to pay some little amount of money for that. The fifth function is sales at convenient locations and hours. The retailer sells goods to the consumers at any time of the day and at convenient places. 6. Gives information to the wholesaler and the consumer. As retailer stands between the wholesaler and consumer, he is in the best position to collect information and feedback about the market as well as the need of the consumers and relate it to the wholesaler, who in turn feedback the manufacturer. The seventh one, ensure door-to-door services. Retailers brought the goods to the doorposts of the consumers or nearer to their houses. As you can see, we have many types of retailers. Hawkers are one of the examples of retailers. They carry goods from place to place. Apart from the middlemen, the wholesalers and retailers, we have other organizations that help in product distribution. For example, cooperative society. Cooperative societies are defined as the voluntary and business organization in which a group of individuals with common interests pool their resources together to promote the economic and welfare of their members in production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. Society. Let's look at the role played by cooperative society in product distribution. One of the major roles is they stock variety of goods. The consumer cooperative society buy variety of goods from the manufacturers or wholesalers and sell to their members at a reduced price. 2. They help in breaking the bulk and sell it to members at retail quantities and price. 3. They act as agents to government agencies to market and distribute their products. In this point, they help governments to distribute certain essential commodities to their members. 4. They assist members by selling products to them on. 5. They protect their members from exploitation by middlemen who may want to sell at exorbitant prices. 6. They make essential commodities supplied by government agencies available to their members at affordable prices. 7. They make products available wherever their members are. Then another agency that helps in product distribution is government. Let's look at the role of governments in product distribution. The government, whether at federal, state, or local levels, has a major role to play in the distribution of goods. By doing that, government established distribution agencies such as the Nigerian National Supply Company Limited, NNSC, the River Basin Company, authorities, and the Marketing Board. The roles include 1. Provision of transport system. Government provides transportation for the available commodities. 2. Provision of storage facilities. Governments provide warehouse where they can store such goods and distribute to the members. 3. Price control. Government agencies purchase goods in large quantities and sell them to consumers directly at controlled price. 4. Price stabilization. Government does that through constant supply of such goods in the market. 5. Prevention of artificial scarcity. This is done by releasing the product from strategic reserves. 6. Importation of essential commodities. When government agencies discover that certain commodities are scarce and their prices are going up, they can import such to prevent increase in their prices. Then let's look at the problems of distribution. The distributors, the middlemen, and government agencies and cooperative society encounters some problems. 1. Poor transportation. Many rural areas do not have motorable roads, and it hinders distribution. 2. Inadequate storage facilities. This makes commodities produced to get rotten before they are distributed and marketed. 3. Hoarding. Hoarders, by deliberately storing commodities, cause artificial scarcity and disturb the smooth distribution and marketing of commodities in our markets. 4. Inadequate information. The producers, the sellers, and buyers do not get adequate information regarding the prevailing market situations. 5. Too many middlemen. As we said that the longer the channel, the higher the price. If we have too many middlemen in the chain, it possesses a problem. 6. Inadequate credit facilities. Many of the consumers belong to low-income group and they are being paid at the end of the month. 7. The nature of some commodities. Some goods are perishable in nature and therefore difficult to distribute on time due to bad routes. Hello students, we have come to the end of today's lesson. But before we go, I want to evaluate you with the following questions. 1. With an aid of a diagram, explain channels of distribution. 2. Who is a wholesaler and states its functions in product distribution? At least 5 points. 3. Mention and explain 5 functions of retailers in product distribution. 4. Define cooperative society and mention 3 types of cooperative society. 5. State functions of cooperative society in product distribution. 6. What are the problems of distribution? I would like you to answer the questions. Submit the answer to my contact WhatsApp number 08037333130. Thanks for listening and stay